Good morning, students. How are you doing today? Today we will be looking at switches, okay? So what is a switch? We have dealt with electricity, we have done how to make a circuit, how to use motors and buzzers. But today we are looking at a switch. So a switch is a very interesting component that actually completes our circuits. A switch is a small part of our devices or our appliances that help us to turn our appliances off or turn them on. Okay? So I want you to open to page 56 and 57. We look at some pictures of a switch before we go to the board to learn about what actually a switch does. So if you look at these photographs in our book, this is a switch, okay? So this is a switch that we find on the wall to either turn a light or to turn an air condition on and off. This is also a switch that we use to connect to our bedside lamps or an alarm, a bell, that help us to make those devices or appliances also work, okay? Here there is a switch that is also connected to a plug, and that can be found sometimes close to a computer, or that can be found close to a UPS or a stabilizer, okay? There is another image of a switch here that can be found on mostly on electronic appliances or devices. So you can find this kind of switch on your laptop, you can find this switch on your mobile phone, and then you can find this switch on your tablet as well. On your LCD televisions, you can also find this kind of switch over there to help you. If you look at this photograph, it is showing you a circuit and the role that a switch will play. So in a circuit, you will know that we have your bulb here, you have your battery here, and then you have a switch here. So visually, or looking at pictures, this is how we have to describe or to show you an example of a switch, okay? So now let's go to the board and see what we can say about a switch. So we say that a switch is used to turn electricity on or off. So a switch is a device that helps an appliance or a machine to go on or to go off. That means it helps with the supply of electricity. A switch is also used to make a circuit work. How does it help a circuit to work? Use a switch to make a circuit by creating a gap to control electricity. So this second point is an add-on information to how a switch turns electricity on or off to a device, because when electricity is flowing from the main source or from a cell, it has to cross the switch, and the switch has to supply the electricity to the other side of your circuit, okay? So example, we have a drawing of a switch here. When your switch is off, when it is turned off, it means it is open. When it is open, it means electricity cannot flow from this side to this side or from this side onto this side, because there is a break here, okay? Once there is a break here, there cannot be a flow of electricity. However, if we close our switch, which means, so closing of our switch means that we have turned it on, okay? So know the differences. If you open your switch, it means that there is a gap, so there cannot be flow of electricity. But when it is closed, it means that electricity can now flow through the switch and supply the other parts of the circuit. Okay, so closed means there is a flow of electricity. Open means there is no flow of electricity on both sides of your switch. So whenever you are pressing your lights, that device on the wall to turn on your lights, or to press your button on your TV to turn the TV off and on, you should always remember that you are pressing the switch to turn electricity on or off of your device or of your appliance. Okay, so that is all for now on switches, and I want you to complete the exercise that we can find on page 29. So go to page 29, the activity book, do exercise 5.5. It is about switches, and you are supposed to complete the table there to tell us what will happen on those two images that you find there. There are two images. One looks like this and the other one looks like this. So on each picture you tell us what will happen. Use the words at the bottom of your table to complete those information. Okay, so you are using the information here. So on the first one you tell us if this circuit is on or off. The second circuit you also say if this circuit is off or on. So you look at the switch and then you tell us what will happen within those two circuits. I would like to thank you for joining this section. I'll see you on our second video. Hello students, welcome to our second video. Our lesson is on switches. You have done very well with your first activity, and now I know that you understand how a switch works. Okay, so you should also remember that most electrical appliances and electronic appliances that we use, being it a mobile phone, a camera, a computer, a television, an air conditioner, a fan, or most things that are using electricity are coming with switches. Okay, so anytime you are putting all these gadgets or appliances on, you can say that you are using your switch to turn it off or to turn it on. Okay, and then if you are making a circuit, it is always important to include a switch as part of your component so that you can use the switch to control electricity. Okay, because if you are making a circuit and you don't have a switch, that means it is going to be very difficult for you to control. Okay, the word is to control the flow of electricity. So switch is a very important part in the world of electricity. Okay, one other thing that you should also know is that when you leave your switch closed all the time, it means that there is still flow of electricity. Okay, so whenever you finish using a device or a gadget, you should leave your switch open so that there will be a cut in the flow of electricity and you can save electricity for the future. Okay, so on our second activity, we're going to look at our whole lesson of electricity, from making a circuit, using motors and buzzers and switches. So you're going to do matching of words and drawing. So you have to remember some of the drawings that we have dealt with, or diagrams. You should be able to identify what is a battery, what is a switch, and buzzer, and those things. Okay, so I'll post this activity to you in the group for you to match them. What you can do is that you have to try as much as possible to draw the images on the other side, and then you write the names on the other side so that you can match them perfectly. Okay, thank you for joining this class, and I'll see you on our third video. Hello students, welcome to our final video. I believe that you have enjoyed studying switches today, and you have also learned how you can use your switch to control your circuit and to control the flow of electricity. And you know that that small button or big button that you pressed on your gadget or equipment to turn them off and on, they are called switches, okay, or switch. So a switch is what we use to turn electricity on or off, okay. We also use a switch to make a circuit by creating or making a gap to control the electricity flow within a circuit. I hope you remember what a circuit is, okay? So after identifying the components that you have to use whenever you are making a circuit, I believe that in your various homes you can be making a circuit to demonstrate to your parents and friends to see how well you have studied something from school. Okay, that is very good. We will end our lesson today by having our homework that will be posted to you through our Telegram group for you to deal with. I wish you good luck, and I hope that you stay at home and be safe so that we can meet next week as well. Okay? Goodbye and see you next week.